Horse and mule. I don't know.
No. Hey.
It was recorded.
That's funny what we do. That's not going to come out.
I don't know.
No,
We might make the cut.
No, hombre, no.
Sports Talk in the Mancave. Welcome back once again. We got a lot of NBA to cover, and today we're going to be talking about free agency. So, first of all, there's a lot of moves already, and some are still pending, but let's hit the moves that have happened already. What do you all think about the moves that have
Well, obviously the biggest couple were the Brooklyn Nets. They're the biggest winners of free agency right now. As of now, waiting on Kawhi. But they picked up Kyrie, they picked up KD, and then they picked up a good little piece, DeAndre Jordan, which is going to round them off pretty good. The only thing is they're going to have to wait a year to see that team fully, come together.
Yeah. I mean, can Kyrie has to prove also that he can play, as a leader instead of like last year how he ruined that young team where they had gotten further the year before. So I think he's got a lot to prove. I think that it should probably be a good redemption thing for him, and maybe it should work. I mean, just depending on how they mesh.
I don't think it's gonna work.
No.
It could work, but like you said, it has to wait a year. And coming back from that serious injury, it's an Achilles. You don't know how serious that's going to be.
Do they have to wait a year? I mean, if they make it into the playoffs, Kevin Durant can come back and play.
Yeah, they were talking about that. I mean, they're going to give him, he's going to have plenty of 8-9 months,
Yeah.
He could come back. It just depends on how he's feeling. And
I doubt it. I doubt it seriously.
I don't think he's going to take another risk either. After the risk he took for the Warriors, I don't think he's going to take another risk.
I think at that point it wouldn't be much of a risk. I mean, you've already been out the whole year. You come back for the playoffs. It's very possible that he'll be ready, and maybe they'll make
maybe
a run
late in the playoffs. Yeah.
Well, you're the doctor, but from what I've seen of those injuries, Achilles, it's
Nobody has ever been the same.
No,
nobody's ever been the same.
Except for Rudy Gay.
He's not the same.
He's awesome.
He used to be more explosive before.
I think that's the thing with the Achilles. You don't come back as explosive.
Yeah.
You could tell even in Boogie Cousins.
Right.
He still was productive, but he couldn't really. There was something about him, and then his quad injury.
Right.
Well, they started hesitating.
Yeah, I think that's what it is.
Because you don't want to tear it again. You've gone through that experience, and it really takes a few years before you get back comfortable to say, oh, now it feels a lot better.
Yeah.
And so by then, maybe it's too late.
Yeah, I think he's going to have to alter his game a little bit. It's not going to be as explosive as when he used to go in and dunk and stuff. He's going to do more finesse style, just because, like you said, it's a mental
But I
game.
believe that Carlos had brought up the fact also that he has a nice mid-range and three-point, and it's not anything that he's exploding to the basket, getting off cuts.
He's 7 feet tall. He's going to be able to shoot over most defenders.
Defenders.
So he's going to end up being fine, but I don't know if he's willing to take the risk again for another team.
Yeah, it's going to be difficult, definitely.
And then if Kawhi goes to the Lakers, is he really going to take the risk to go and lose? I
Well,
don't think so.
Well, that kind of brings us up a little bit to the people that are still pending to go to another team. And Kawhi would be the first guy, which we think is already kind of signed with the Lakers, possibly.
Yeah, that's the biggest fish in the pond. Could things have, if they do end up getting him, how perfect was that plan? They didn't have to trade anything for him. They waited a year, and they could possibly get him for free, other than the contract they're paying him, of course, and the assets they had, they used them for Anthony Davis.
How perfect is that plan? Well, they waited the year, and he won a championship. Could that championship have gone to LA?
You see, that's the thing.
That's
what I was saying. You did give up that year.
But then they would have not gotten AD because they wouldn't have had the assets to get to trade for him.
Well, I think they could have waited for AD and got Kawhi. AD was going to be a free agent next year anyway.
Yeah.
So I think they could have got him next year, and they could have had Kawhi already.
I'm fine with the way they did it. AD, I think he's more important because he protects the rim.
The only thing I don't like is that they gave up 1 year of LeBron's. Like he's already old.
Yeah.
And they gave up 1 more year of that just to wait for Kawhi when they could have had Kawhi and got AD later on.
I like that you brought that up because Kawhi going to the Lakers is going to save LeBron some more years of playing.
Yeah.
I do not think that he's going to have to play 30 to 35 minutes. He won't play the 40 minutes that he was used to.
And the good thing is, I don't think any of those are.
And no,
Yeah,
any
no,
of
it's
those.
gonna be-
So they
it's gonna-
probably just make their career a little longer by being on a team like that. Now it all depends what they have on the bench.
Yeah, they're gonna rotate the what's it called, the load management.
Load management.
They're gonna rotate that load management. I mean, they're all gonna have their days off and stuff like that. It should work out. I mean, with those three guys.
You know, Kawhi likes to sit out too.
You
though.
know. Yeah.
So Kawhi's gonna get his fair share of games sitting out.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
I think that most of that's gonna be on AD. AD's gonna get his time,
Mm-hmm.
and then load management for the other two for the regular season.
Right.
And I believe it looks great on paper, but you know that they are going to have to decide who gets the ball. And I'm not talking about AD, I'm talking about Kawhi and LeBron. They both like to control the ball a lot. That's something that's
So
going to
does
have to be
AD.
handled.
AD needs the ball too.
No, he needs the ball, but he's not out here trying to.
Well, he's
do
not a
much.
guard. He's
No,
not a
Exactly,
guard.
that's why I'm
You
saying
can-
between those
You can
two.
do pick and pop with him and pick and rolls and mix it up, post them up. I mean, he's a team player. I mean, I don't think there should be anything.
Well,
I think
Somebody's gonna need to take a step back. They're not all gonna be averaging over 25 points again.
No.
So somebody's gonna take a step back.
But they should be happy with that. But if you look down the road and you say James lasts another couple years, maybe 3 if he extends his
He has
career a little
3.
bit. Then you still have those two guys. He retires. Now you can bring in somebody else that's
Yeah,
available.
yeah.
And you still have Kuzma.
And-
You still
and-
Kuzma, a young buddy star that
And so they have potential to be great for a long time.
And you have to see that LeBron this year didn't make playoffs for the first time in 9 years.
It's
He
okay.
had been playing.
Yeah.
He had been playing all the way through
Right.
the whole season,
Yeah.
and he's going to be a little bit.
And
rested.
people forget. I mean, Kawhi, when he first asked to be traded from the Spurs, he said he wanted to be a Laker. People forget about that, and
He wanted to go to LA.
No, they don't. He said Laker, and then they changed it to okay, just any LA team. But at first he said the Lakers. He specifically said the Lakers. But Popovich did not want to deal with the Lakers at all. That's why he sent him to Toronto. So I mean, like my point is that how bad does he want to be a Laker if he doesn't? If they do end up signing him, he's losing $80 million just to be a Laker because he took the Supermax. He turned it down from the Spurs Supermax,
170.
and then Toronto can pay them the most. And he's also going to take a pay cut there just to be a Laker. I mean,
Well, you talk about pay cut, but if you have that money, you have a shoe deal, you have other things.
I understand, but 80 million is 80 million.
Well, he can
know,
make a lot more
He'll-
money in
he'll make it
LA.
up.
You know.
He'll
But,
make it up.
but he
He
can
can
make
have
a
all
lot
that.
more money in LA.
He can have all that shoe deal and all that stuff being with the Raptors and not taking that pay cut.
Mhm.
But the thing is, in LA, you have a lot more opportunities too. It's
A lot
big
more
market.
opportunities for these
I
guys.
think he just wants to be home. I know that the entire family, they're all Laker fans.
His uncle just wants to be home.
Yeah.
No, if they're all Laker
So-
fans, then they're going to the Lakers.
Who else is left?
Who else is left? Who else?
Oh.
Is left?
Boogie Cousins.
Boy Cousins.
He's gonna end up with the Lakers.
I hope so.
He's gonna end up with the Lakers.
That's the rumor.
You see, but
Uh-huh.
he's another guy that needs the ball, and he's a little bit of drama. Do you
Right.
want to add that to your team?
No, I don't think they need that. I don't think
He's a
they
little
need
bit of
that.
drama, no
Yeah,
matter
that's
whether
why.
he's like. Yeah.
But I don't think they need it. I mean, you have LeBron's ego, which
Hey,
he
chill
runs
out.
everything.
LeBron doesn't have an ego. That's a big misconception. That he's
Well, he brings flexibility. They can go big and stuff like that, or they can rest Anthony Davis. I mean, he brings flexibility. If they do end up signing him.
He played well with Anthony Davis in New Orleans.
Yeah, he did. That's right.
And so what about Danny Green?
Danny
It's another
Green,
possibility.
yeah. I mean, Carlos said something else, but I heard he's just waiting on Kawhi's announcement is follow him wherever he goes.
Well, it would make sense for him. I was listening, and it would make sense for Danny Green to go opposite of Kawhi, because that's where he has more money available. But does he want to win another championship? Does he want to make more money? Well, you never.
It all depends what he wants. Because Danny Green is more of a defensive player now. He used to be a really good three-point shooter, but it's dropped the last couple of years.
Consistent.
He's not consistent at all. He's not clutch. Sometimes they need a three, and
He
he's
came through
open
one
and
game. He came through one game in the
yeah.
final.
I think
But
he hit a
he's not
bench
clutch the way he
player,
used to be
you know.
Yeah.
in years past. But his defense is still there, very long.
He could be
and
very
positive
productive for the Lakers. But I think he's gonna take the money this time. He's already how many championships? 2. So I think he's gonna take the money this time and go opposite of Kawhi. I don't think he wants to be.
because he's getting closer to retirement, and
Yeah.
And that's what, and
You
you know,
know-
he would be good for the Lakers. I was telling Gilbert, because they need the defensive players. They already have really good defense. LeBron could play defense. Kawhi could play defense. That you have the big rim protector.
yeah.
I mean, they're
Hey, we talked about doing a 3-point contest between ourselves, which I think I would win. But are we ever gonna do that?
Yeah, I think so.
We are definitely behind.
I don't know if I can even reach the ball.
We gotta put a little bet on this. we gotta put a little bet on this.
A little bit on this one.
And a little practice, because
There's one more free agent.
no, I'm not good.
Who is it?
Dilo signed with Golden State.
Oh, he signed with Golden State.
Yeah.
I think I was reading that they might use him as a trading piece later on because I don't think he fits with the Warriors.
When I guess when Klay Thompson comes back, he's not gonna fit in. I guess unless they move Klay Thompson to a small forward.
I think that they're gonna use him for the beginning of the season. Once Klay gets his going again,
Right.
before the trade deadline, they're gonna trade him.
Yeah. And he's more of a pick and roll player, and then Golden State doesn't really run any pick and rolls. But so it's kind of interesting to see if they're gonna kind of mold the offense towards him. But he should be able to help. I mean, he's young. He's 23 years old. I mean, so that's a good asset to have, no
Yeah,
matter
yeah,
what.
trade.
No matter what, somebody needs him.
He's a 23-year-old All-Star.
Yeah.
Yeah, and if he doesn't fit there,
I
you can
think
get somebody that would for him.
Yeah, the only thing where also is that he's not a very good defensive player, so that's something that where Golden State is gonna have to kind of see if they can cover that up.
Would you prefer Klay or D'Lo?
Klay.
Klay too. Klay plays defense.
Yeah.
And he can score.
All right, so we let's go on to the awards this year. Most valuable player.
Giannis.
Yeah.
I guess if you're talking about regular season statistically, I mean Harden blew everybody away statistically.
You're talking about scoring.
Yeah,
I'm assuming
but
because
assists also.
scoring, his defense it improved, but it was improved from where it was. It's still horrible.
Right. Yeah.
His defense is horrible.
His defense, he's a bullfighter. Ole!
He improved a little bit. I saw him move his feet a couple times.
A couple of times, and he moved them the wrong way.
You can't win the MVP if you don't play defense. Like Harden,
Yeah.
I don't know. Harden, I don't like.
You have to be a all-around player.
Yeah, you have to be okay at defense. Like,
There
you
was
can't be horrible.
not another player in the league that got as many calls as he did.
Because he's a flopper.
Yeah.
Okay, you
And
all
he's-
talk about LeBron James being a flopper. That guy's 10 times a flopper.
Yeah.
Harden is the biggest flopper in the NBA.
Yeah, I mean he
There's been videos, slow motion videos. He drives in, just flips his head back, throws his arms up, and goes to free throw. Nobody touches him.
It's like yeah. I think he learned under Manu Ginobili when they would turn on the aircon and fall down. Anyways, but Harden carried that team whenever Chris Paul went down, and then that has to count for a lot.
I mean, when they're making fun of him in the All-Star game, Curry is doing his double jump step and popping
No, I
it on
get
there.
you.
And that's a travel.
Yeah.
And that's never. They don't call it on him. He just got so many points on the line that I don't know.
He's
I
a
don't
great
think
scorer. If you include like the free throws and the getting to the line, he's a great scorer. No,
Yeah.
like you can't win the MVP when you play the defense that Harden plays. Giannis deserved that MVP. He was consistent throughout the entire season. He was could have been the defensive player of the year.
But
he was up there. He was up there.
Right, okay, but let me ask you this: do you think they have a better team than the Rockets all around?
No.
No.
We talked about this. Remember you said
Yeah.
they have Harden, they have Chris Paul, they had all these guys, and who does Giannis
Who
have?
else? Yes.
Middleton.
Yeah, Middleton. Well, he was an All-Star. Middleton got a max contract.
Yeah,
What did
the
you guys
East,
think
right?
about
The Easy
the,
East.
He's like okay, we don't want to go there.
What did you guys think about the Rookie of the Year?
that was hands down. Boom.
Yeah.
Easy.
Yeah.
But Trey
He made it
Young-
interesting towards the end.
He made a late
Yes,
run.
he made a late run. But this young 19-year-old boy from Dallas, geez.
I saw him play. I saw him
Luka.
play, and
That's
he
funny.
impressed me a little bit. Like I didn't think he was that good, but when I saw him play, he's very crafty. You know, he already gets the veteran. What's it called? Benefit of doubt with calls, also with the refs, because he's just a crafty guy. He's been playing pro since he was young, and I guess he kind of developed those those intangibles.
He's been playing since he was
He's been-
3
Right.
as a pro.
3 or 4.
He deserved that one. That one, hands down, Luka Doncic.
Yes, he.
Trey Young made it interesting towards the end, but it was too late.
All right, and then who was the? Let's see, what is it? The
Defensive player,
defensive
Rudy Gobert.
Rudy Gobert, right?
I think he cried his way to the
Yeah.
winner.
And,
Nah,
Look, last year he cried when he didn't win it.
yeah.
And so I guess that there are a lot of people say.
so who do you think deserved it?
I guess I would have probably given it to him or maybe Draymond Green. You know,
Draymond.
I mean, he does guard all the best posts,
Mhm.
and he's undersized.
What
You know,
about
give him
Patrick
credit.
Beverly?
But he doesn't play as many minutes to deserve it. Since he's a reserve, I think that it should be.
I like the way he
You
plays.
know
starter.
that Giannis got second, I believe.
Giannis was good. I mean,
Yeah,
yeah.
I mean, he,
So he got second in defense player of the year. That he deserves that MVP. He was a great offensive
Kind of like
player.
Jordan, right?
Who?
that's another reason.
All right. Well, I think that kind of covers the NBA a little bit. Any other topics in the NBA that you all would want to discuss?
That's it. We'll be back for
Do you have anything to say about the
Kawhi.
6-man?
Who won? Sweet Lou again, right?
Sweet
Sweet
Lou.
Lou, former Laker, yeah. I mean,
Sweet Lou wanted to
he,
get
was
that
part,
guy.
he was part of the trade that got him cap room to get LeBron. So, I mean,
Yeah.
it's collateral damage.
Magic.
Collateral damage.
Yeah.
Collateral damage. All right, guys. Thank you so much for joining us this time around. We'll be back soon with another Sports Talk in the Man Cave.
See ya.
This is